They don't take you to the NICU. They don't show you the NICU and say, in the worst case, your child could end up here.
Few preemie parents have a heads up that the NICU is going to be part of their journey. Most feel unprepared for their arrival in this foreign land with its own complex language to learn.
I got pictures of them being in like a bag. It was like I'm not sure what type of bag it was.
The language of the NICU is complicated. We're here to help you learn about some of the common words and phrases you'll hear so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. An incubator is designed to keep your little ones safe and warm.
All I remember is going in and seeing all these incubators, and some had blankets and some didn't.
It maintains the exact temperature and humidity that your baby needs so that their body can continue to develop. It ensures that your baby stays in a sterile environment, protecting them from germs. There are openings along the sides so that providers and parents can deliver care while keeping your baby in their safe environment.
That she's so tiny, 2 pounds, 13 ounces, with all these wires,
One of the first things you may notice in the NICU is that your baby has some tiny wires and soft tubes attached.
And I remember the wires, and I remember being scared to even ask to hold her because there were so many wires.
These might look a little bit upsetting at first, but each one has a special purpose to help your baby get the best care possible. You may see a cardiorespiratory monitor, pulse oximeter, a temperature probe, and others. These are attached with soft stickers to their body and connected by wires to the monitor. The monitor helps keep an eye on your baby's vital signs. If anything changes or needs attention, the monitor beeps or shows a number on a screen to let the doctors and nurses know. There are typically 3 tiny tubes connected to your baby. An IV that delivers medicine, often placed in the hand or foot, a breathing tube to deliver oxygen, and a feeding tube that is placed in the nose or mouth. Sometimes, preemies have underdeveloped airways that can be a bit floppy, like a soft straw. CPAP is there to give those airways a little support. The CPAP gently blows a constant, gentle stream of air mixed with oxygen through a small mask or tubes that fit snugly in their nose or nose and mouth. This way, your baby doesn't have to work too hard to get each breath, and their developing lungs can get all the oxygen they need. A ventilator is a helpful machine that assists your baby with breathing when they might have a bit of trouble doing it on their own. The ventilator gently pushes air, which has oxygen in it, into your baby's lungs through a soft tube that goes into their nose or mouth. This helps your baby's lungs get the oxygen they need to stay healthy and helps them breathe more comfortably.
And there's a medical term for it. It's written down on our medical papers, but I can't say the long word to my friends and family.
Some conditions that arise in the NICU are common, but can still be stressful when they happen. Bradycardia is when your baby's heart beats a little slower than normal.
And I'm sure the nurses are used to talking to each other. So when they use words like bradycardia, they're used to talking to people. But when they talk to a parent, I felt embarrassed to say, wait, is that fast or slow?
Brady's are pretty common in preemies because their hearts are still learning to work perfectly. The good news is that doctors and nurses are always keeping a close eye on your baby, and they know just what to do. They might gently stimulate your baby, kind of like a soft touch or a little pat, to remind the heart to speed up a bit. If needed, they can also give special medicine to help the heart beat at the right speed.
They placed Zoe on my chest, and then she turned blue. And all the alarms are going off, and I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Nurses came running, and it had to do with the oxygenation of her blood.
Desatting describes what happens when your baby's oxygen levels temporarily drop below where they should be. Your nurses may gently adjust how your baby is positioned or give them some extra oxygen through a tiny tube in their nose or a special mask. These steps help your baby get the oxygen they need to feel better and grow stronger. Apnea is when your baby temporarily stops breathing for a short time. It's kind of like a pause in their breathing rhythm. This can happen because your baby's breathing system is still learning how to work properly. The good news is that the doctors and nurses in the NICU know how to watch for this and have special monitors to keep an eye on your baby's heart rate and oxygen levels.
Couldn't hold her while she was under the lights because you don't want to disturb the photo. I can't remember the correct term.
In your preemie's early days, you may find them receiving phototherapy or light therapy to help with jaundice. Jaundice is a yellowing of the skin caused when excess bilirubin is not flushed out of the body, which is really common in preemies as their livers are still learning how to function. Bilirubin is a yellow substance created when our bodies break down old red blood cells.
At first, they have the lights on them, you know, for the bilirubin that I called the Billy Bob Thornton or something.
During light therapy, a blue UV light is directed at your baby's body, which helps break down the extra bilirubin. You'll see them wearing tiny goggles or eye protectors to keep their eyes safe from the light. They may also wear just a diaper, so as much of their skin as possible is exposed to the light.
I remember being afraid to ask questions, like not wanting to sound stupid or not know what I was talking about. I remember being embarrassed to ask, what's this machine for? What does this do?
There's so much to learn and absorb when your baby enters the NICU. As you navigate this journey, remember that no one expects you to know everything. Ask questions about your baby's care. The NICU team is always ready to explain any medical procedures or terms in a way that is easy to understand. Your love, patience, and resilience are incredible sources of strength for your baby, and the care they receive in the NICU is designed to give them the best start in life. We're here to support you and your preemie every step of the way, and in the NICU, your baby is in the best hands possible. Together, we'll help your little one grow and thrive.
The NICU science, when you see it up close and personal like NICU parents do, it's just mind-bending.